I invited Lara to our home under the pretext of a family dinner. As soon as the door closed, the atmosphere in the kitchen thickened. 6 months ago, Lara, my husband's sister, was abandoned by her husband, leaving her with a mortgage and a small son in her arms. The bank was threatening to take away the apartment. My husband, Max, and I were not rich, but we were saving up for a car. Lara begged for help. We needed a large sum, almost all of our savings, to cover the arrears and buy time to sell the apartment. I'll sell it as soon as I find a cheaper option. Maximum in 3 months. I'll get back every penny, I swear. You won't let your nephew end up on the street, will you? She sobbed, hugging my husband.
Max looked at me pleadingly.
We are a family, Anya. We won't let our man go to waste, will we? We'll buy a car later.
How could I refuse? I gave her the money, taking a receipt from her. Max was against it.
What, you don't believe her? It's Lara.
But I insisted. 3 months passed, then 6. No money, no news about the sale of the apartment. But Lara was shining on social networks. An expensive beauty salon, a new fur coat, a trip to the sea with her son. My timid reminders on the phone. Lara, how are things with the apartment? We could at least have a part of it. Were met with sighs. Oh, Aneshka, the market has stopped. Prices have fallen. I can't give it away for nothing. I'm waiting for a better offer. You don't want my son and I to be left at a loss, do you? Be patient, darling. I'll pay everything back soon. My patience snapped when I saw a photo of her son with a brand new, expensive gaming laptop, on the very day when I had to refuse my mother help with treatment at the clinic because Lara had our money. I had to act. I invited Lara to our home under the pretext of a family dinner. Max was delighted. That's great. Make peace. You've been looking at her so coldly lately. When Lara arrived, dressed up and with a box of expensive chocolates, I asked Max to go into another room for a minute. Women's business. As soon as the door closed, the atmosphere in the kitchen thickened. Lara, I began, putting a copy of the receipt on the table in front of her. 6 months have passed. You haven't returned a single ruble. You bought your son a laptop for 100,000 while I refused to help my mother. You were on vacation at the sea with my money. Her smile froze. Anya, what's with that tone? I explained. The apartment hasn't been sold because you don't want to lower the price. I didn't let her finish, my voice trembling with restrained rage. You're using our money, living for your own pleasure while we deny ourselves. Max and I saved up for a car for 3 years. It was our money, not your interest-free loan for luxury. Lara turned pale. Then her lips twitched in an offended grimace. What luxury? I'm trying to get my life back on track after a divorce. Do you even understand what I've been through? You're selfish. You only think about your money and about my child, about the fact that he needs stability, the stability that you provide with new fur coats. I retorted coldly. I think about my husband who works 2 jobs, about my mother, about the fact that you betrayed our trust. Specifically, when will you sell the apartment and return the money, or will you start paying in installments? At least something, now. The door swung open. Max stood on the threshold, his face dark with anger. Obviously, he heard everything. What's going on here? Anya, are you asking your sister for money? How dare you? Lara instantly turned into a martyr. Tears gushed from her eyes. Max, she's insulting me. I'm trying. She doesn't understand how I feel. She's asking for money right now, as if I were a beggar. Max hugged his sister, stroking her head. Calm down, Lara. Everything will be fine. Anya, apologize immediately. What are you doing? At that moment, I understood the depth of the trap. My heart sank. I wasn't standing against Lara alone. I was standing against their blood connection, against family solidarity, where I was an outsider. The money was secondary. The betrayal was primary. Both Lara's and, most painfully, my husband's. Should I apologise? I asked quietly, looking Max straight in the eyes. For wanting to return our hard-earned money that your sister spends on her whims instead of selling the apartment. For the fact that my heart aches for my mother. Look at her, Max. Face the truth. She's using you like she used me. She has a receipt. She's a debtor. Lara began to sob louder. She hates me. She wants to throw me and Seryoza out on the street. Take your stupid receipt back. She screamed hysterically, grabbing the piece of paper and crumpling it. Lara, don't! Max tried to stop her, but it was too late. Anya, what have you achieved? Do you see what you've done? The wad of paper fell to the floor. I look at my husband, holding my sobbing sister, then at the crumpled receipt, a symbol of broken trust and the futility of my attempts to protect what belonged to our small family. A cold emptiness filled me. I have achieved this, I said in an icy alien voice, that I understand. For you I will always be a stranger, and that it seems I will not see the money. And you, Maxime, I looked at my husband, must decide who your real family is, because living with a man who puts his cheating sister above his wife who only wanted justice, I am not sure that I can. 3 months have passed. Lara is renovating her apartment, an elite school for her son. I have a hell of silence, tears and cold rage, but I did not break.
I won the court, which obliged Lara to pay the debt.
Ahead lay the divorce process, an unknown, difficult future. But I walked into it with a straight back, knowing that I had been able to protect myself. The price was enormous. Family. But I was no longer going to pay forever for someone else's meanness and weakness. I exhaled, and for the first time in many months I felt not bitterness, but a quiet, tired freedom.